Hey guys, welcome back to Kai and Rai Fast Food Experience. Today, we have a treat for you.
Today, we're doing a viewer suggestion. It is the A&W Spicy Habanero Chicken Burger. Somebody suggested A&W Spicy, like, Nashville Hot Chicken Burger.
Yeah.
I think that's an American thing. We don't got that.
Nashville is not in Canada.
We don't have a Nashville.
We don't have that.
So this will be a double kind of viewer suggestion because this is the next best thing we got. And thank you, Jonah F, for suggesting the Spicy Habanero Chicken Burger. So, yeah.
As you can see, it has a tomato slice on it. It has lettuce. It has mayo. And the chicken. And I think on the bottom, what's on the bottom there?
There's just more mayo.
Some mayo.
It's pretty standard fare for a chicken burger. You know, you get the lettuce and the mayo is like, that's like the gold standard for a chicken burger. You get that on pretty much every single one.
Then you also get the tomato.
And you also get the tomato on this one. And the mayo on this is like spicy habanero mayo. It's a special mayo. If you can kind of see, there's like little...
like red pepper.
Exactly. Little red peppers in the mayo. And then the chicken breading is also a little bit spiced as well.
Yeah.
You get the habanero flavor. So without
any further ado, we're gonna get right into it. Make sure if there's anything you guys want us to be eating, you comment it down below. So this is the A&W Spicy Habanero Chicken Burger.
Really came down last night with the snow. It's not what we were expecting.
Yeah, there's been quite a heavy snowfall. I think looking at about, I don't know, like maybe 15 centimeters, something like that. Quite a lot. There's a lot in the car. It is not going to stop us though.
We were determined to get this viewer suggestion to you guys, so we hope you enjoy it. So, that was the A&W Spicy Habanero Chicken Burger. What are your thoughts on that?
So, I come from a point of not liking spice that much, right?
Right.
As you guys may know, Aiden, Rai here, likes the spice. I don't. But there's to a certain extent that I do. And as you know, with the Habanero McChicken, I did like that one. And I really like the jalapeno one because there was barely any spice. And I think this is a great point for spice. For people who don't like spice, and I think maybe for people who do like spice too, it's got a great level of spice. It's not too spicy and it's not too mild. Exactly.
I totally agree. I feel like with the McDonald's, their range of peppery, spicy McChickens, it didn't feel like the spice level increased at a good rate, because like jalapeno wasn't spicy at all. Habanero was just like a little bit spicy, but they called it their medium one, and then ghost pepper was pretty spicy. So it was quite a big jump.
It was not a linear spice relation.
No. But this, for being called the Habanero Spicy Chicken Burger, I felt like it was a perfect spice level for what a habanero is. Generally, a habanero is a little bit spicier than jalapeno, so it gives like a pretty nice spice level. It doesn't like build as you eat it very much.
No.
Which is nice, because sometimes if you eat spicy food, it builds and builds, and like by the time the end, it's like you're kind of dying.
Yeah, you don't like it.
This one, like, you know, it builds a little bit because that's just kind of what spice does, but it's not to the point that it's unbearable or like kind of ruins the experience of eating the burger.
It caps out at a good level.
Yeah.
And one thing that like you said with the building of the spice, even some things that aren't very spicy can end up being horrible after eating it for a long time. This one, although we did eat it quite fast, I found there was none of that. So if you want to enjoy the burger and take your time, this spice isn't going to rush you through it, which some people are concerned about when it comes to spicy food.
Definitely. I definitely liked, so with chicken burgers, generally speaking, like we were talking about earlier, it's like just like mayo, lettuce, and the chicken burger, and then your bread, or your bun. I like this because it's not a huge departure from the traditional mayo, lettuce, chicken, but it gives it a little something else, a little extra flavor that while the traditional mayo, lettuce chicken is, it's good, it's delicious. There's a reason why it's the go-to, the classic. This one, it just can be a little maybe bland or just like uninspiring at times. This one, it just gets a little bit extra that I think could be good if you want something that's a bit different.
Yeah, and another thing that they really do well is they balance the amount of mayo with the tomato great, because a lot of, like, especially McDonald's, they're kind of famous for it. There's too much mayo on it. They just like
they load it up. They load it up.
Mayo, and it's not nice. It's kind of disgusting. But with this burger, they kind of go not too little on the mayo, obviously, but they go a good amount that isn't too much, in order to have that tomato with the juices of the tomato mixed in. So you're not left with this dripping burger that's just way too much. And you're also not left with something that has too little mayo. It's a great balance between them. And I think that with a classic burger without the tomato, you really have to load up that mayo in order to get it to a good level of like liquid in the burger. Like you need that. But with this one, because they utilize that tomato, they're able to not put too much mayo on it.
Yeah, it's definitely a smart move by the A&W scientists.
Yeah.
We've talked about them with the Teen Burger, we've talked about them with the 56 burger that we just reviewed.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. On the continuum of like good to bad food scientists, McDonald's, I think we would all agree that they're definitely at the top end. Like they know what they're doing. They've figured out all the ratios.
They're top in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A&W, they're up there too.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. They're putting out good burgers. They're maybe a little bit more expensive, but you get what you pay for when you get A&W.
Yeah, if you were to put the scale from the McDonald's, who are like the top of the world, probably the top 5 food scientists that have ever been birthed on this earth, that's the McDonald's one. And then if you go to the other end of the scale with the Burger King monkeys, where they just have a bunch of monkeys in their kitchen.
In the back.
And these monkeys go... And they look at different things.
They just kind of put random stuff.
Put random stuff together.
And then
they call it a limited time item.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just awful. Everything at Burger King is just designed by monkeys.
Yeah.
Right? We're not saying it's bad food. We're just saying that these literal monkeys in the back, they
just pick whatever they want.
Yeah.
They pick
the thing and they put it on. It's blind.
They kind of just slap it on too.
Yeah.
It's not like they put it around. They just slap things together haphazardly.
And so A&W really shines, right? Where they're hiring these high level,
senior
level, at least 20 years of training humans, right? Compared to like we said with the Burger King and even like other places like Dairy Queen, you kind of question if they've had their good 20 or 30 years of food science experience.
They really even if they have some food scientists back there that aren't monkeys, they're usually 1-2 years of experience.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll get somebody with 10, but that's not enough.
No.
That's not enough.
Like, I think the time to become a doctor in Canada it was about, you got 4 years undergrad, and then you got about 4 years med school plus 2 years of like if you're specializing, right? So it's about 10 years, about 8 to 10 years. And if my food scientist has the same level of experience as a doctor, I'm gonna be disgusted.
Yeah. That's filthy.
No, that's like having a A&W employee have the same experience as someone who's a garbage man.
Yeah.
Right? Like, garbage men are high level people. They need tons of experience. A&W employees do not.
Yeah.
Right? You can't even compare them. Comparing food scientists with doctors is the same way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Doctors are garbage men to food scientists.
Yes, that's what we're trying to say here.
The amount of training and experience you need as a food scientist is insane. And if you're not delivering that to the table, it's frankly unimpressive. It's a bit disgusting that you try to serve me food with only about 10.
Yeah.
Even, I've met food scientists that only have like 15 years of experience, and man, it's a bit rough sometimes. You gotta study. You gotta study hard.
Yeah.
You need to have the 4.0 GPA.
Oh yeah.
100% in every class.
Like the McDonald's guys they're the 5.0 GPA guys.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
Guys who have GPA that the only way they could have gotten it is by hacking into the system.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
changing it to a number that's not possible.
Yeah.
That's the guys that are at McDonald's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Back to the burger.
Yeah, back to the burger. I think going beyond the food science and into the ingredients themselves, right, which are separate, I think this burger had great breading on the chicken,
Definitely.
right?
Very flavorful.
A&W chicken's great.
It is.
Yeah, and I think that the lettuce was fresh, the tomatoes fresh, as you always expect from A&W. It's what you always get. And I think that really the freshness of the lettuce and the tomato mixed perfectly with the savoriness of the chicken. right, of,
Yeah.
of the breading,
Yeah.
and really came together with that great bun as we talked about a lot.
Definitely agree.
Yeah.
The A&W buns are always toasted perfectly. They don't over toast them. They don't under toast them. You get the perfect amount of chewiness and the perfect amount of little bit of crunch on them. The bread, the chicken, always super nice, soft, moist, good, breaded, lovely, and everything just comes together nicely. You have the fresh veggies. You know, they are on the that end of the spectrum with the freshness,
Yeah.
and it definitely comes through on this burger too. Even though it's only the tomato and
Yeah.
the lettuce on it.
It does, yeah, it does come in.
And so I definitely really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had to make one small complaint on my burger. The tomato wasn't, it was a smaller one. I would have preferred to have a bit of a bigger one, but that might have just come down to what they had on the make line there.
Yeah, the cut, right?
So,
yeah, mine was a good sized tomato. I think it
no, no.
that, right?
So
yeah.
it's not like a huge complaint, but you know, I definitely would have liked a little bit of a bigger tomato. But that's a small complaint for, you know, I think this is a really, really solid chicken burger.
Yeah, and if you were to give it a scale on 1 to 10, what would you give it?
I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10, simply just because it's missing out on that little tomato. I wish I would have a little bit bigger one, but you know what? If I had that bigger one, I would have maybe given it a much higher score.
Yes, yeah, I'm going to have to give it an 8.72 out of 10. I think the one thing that did limit it, and I didn't talk about this earlier, it did lack a crunch. That's the one thing. And it's
Yeah, the
type-
crunchiness on the chicken.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, like you don't get it from McChicken either. There's not really a crunch to the McChicken. It's just a patty, and I really like crunchy, crispy chicken.
Yeah,
on my sandwiches.
sure.
So there was that limiting thing. Nothing to complain about with the burger in specific. Just like we talk about a lot, the ceiling.
The ceiling on A&W
The ceiling
chicken.
on A&W chicken is really what kind of stops it at that score for me.
For sure.
Yeah, and so this has been the, well, you say it.
A&W spicy habanero chicken burger.
Thank you guys as always for watching, liking, commenting your suggestions, and subscribing.
Make sure you guys hit that little bell button so you know whenever we upload a new video.
Bye bye.